Good morning, everyone. Dr. Lynn here. I'm going to show you a short little yoga practice that you can do. It has a breathing technique. It has some stretching and core strength, which to me are like foundation for yoga. So eventually you'll be able to do this in about 10-15 minutes in the morning or evening. And I'm going to explain a lot while I do it today so you understand all the mental health benefits, the physical benefits, and the different ways to do a yoga pose or an asana. Not everybody's body's the same. So today it is a no pain class. So nothing should cause any pain at all. I'm going to show you different ways to do things. So you are supposed to just really try these yoga poses on like you're trying on a new outfit and see how they feel on you. Okay? No right or wrong, and wrong is pain though. No pain today. All right, so all you need is a beach towel, and I've rolled it up. I folded it, and then I'm just rolling it up like it's a little log, and we're going to use that to help support our practice today. If you have a yoga block, you could use that instead, but I got a yoga mat here behind me. Let's get started. So I'm going to turn sideways on my yoga mat. I'm going to have this handy right here on my left side, about where my left knee is, and I'm going to go ahead and just lay down on my yoga mat. And the first thing I love to do is to tell people to stretch any way that feels good to your body. So part of yoga is body and self-awareness. How does my body feel? What does my body need? So what my body needs today may not be what your body needs today. So again, just moving any way that feels good. If you've ever seen a cat or a dog wake up, this is what they do, right? And it has a purpose. Then we're going to move into what's called dead bug. Kids love this. So I'm just bicycle pedaling my arms and my legs towards the ceiling. I'm wiggling fingers, rolling my wrists, flexing, bending, ankles, feet, wiggling toes, and you're just getting circulation and blood into the joints. And also what's nice here is you're going against gravity. So you're getting a chance to have that heart work harder to get that blood up to the feet and those fingertips. All right, then I want you to place your hands on your knees, and you're going to move the bottom of your legs in opposite directions. This is called egg beater. Egg beater, and you go both directions. You walk them around, moving those ankles and wrists, and this is good for your knees and for your hips. And again, just waking those joints up, getting motion, warmth, blood circulation. I'm already out of breath. A little cardio in there. Then I'm going to place my feet down on the mat. Now I want my knees lined up with my hips, and one of the ways I do that is to put my fists together and put them between my knees. That's about hip distance. And then I just lower my feet. And you can see I've got kind of a V shape here with that. Then my roll towel, I'm going to start with it on my left. My hands can be over here at a T or a V position. And just figure out what side's left. And I just want you to keep your feet where they are on the mat and drop your knees over to the left. And you're going to land on that towel, or if you had a block, okay? And you're going to feel the stretch in your right hip flexor and the outside of your right leg. It's your iliotibial band. And I'm just going to stay here for a moment, breathing in and breathing out. And I usually do 3 breath cycles in and out. I will show you a breathing technique to do in a minute. Then I'm going to press the outside of my left foot inside of the right into the mat. You'll wake up these oblique muscles, and then I'm going to move my towel over to the right side and drop my knees over to the right. Now, try to keep the opposite shoulder pinned down to the mat. So if you go so far that to get your knee down, your shoulder comes up, back the knees up off the floor or the towel and move that shoulder down. So again, the stretch is here on the opposite side. Now I'm going to press the outside of my right foot inside of the left into the mat and come up. All right, I'm going to introduce a little Pilates breathing. So it's in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more together here, in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3 sighs like that, an audible exhalation of really breathing out drops your anxiety, right, and your blood pressure. All right, so now what I want you to do is go ahead without the towel this time. Hands are still to a V or a T. I want you to drop the knees over as far as you can, get to where you feel the stretch, but don't stay there. Come up using those feet to initiate the movement. This is called windshield wiper. So it's like wipers on your car windshield, and you're just using those legs back and forth, stretching the hips, the IT band, and over. Let's pair it with the breath. Inhale through the nose as the knees come up. Exhale through the mouth as the knees fall down. Pressing the feet, inhale up. Exhale, knees come down. Do that 2 more times at your own pace, using those feet to initiate, inhaling and exhaling back and forth. So that's just a nice way to loosen up those hips. All right, now I'm going to show you belly breathing. So I want you to clasp your fingers, not tight, but interlock them like so. And I want you to take your thumbs and place them right at your belly button. And then your fingers are kind of clasped below. When you do this, once I show you how, please turn your head to neutral and either close your eyes or gaze softly at the ceiling. All right? So what you want to do is breathe in through the nose, but pretend there's a balloon in your belly and blow your belly up. And those fingers should slide apart. And then as you exhale, pull that belly down. The fingers should kind of move towards each other and press that navel down to the spine. And you might feel a little tilt or a rock in that pelvis. Inhale, inflate that balloon. Now deflate the balloon and bring it down. And again, you're still inhaling through the nose, filtering out toxins, creating resistance for the lung muscles, exhaling, deflating that stomach, pulling that navel down to the spine. I want you to do that 3 more times while I talk to you about some of the benefits. So just listening as you're inflating that balloon and deflating it, your own pace, your own breath today. But the reason we pull that navel down, it contracts your abdominal wall, so you're tightening your core. Also, we're inflating and deflating the belly because it massages your intestines. And in your intestines, 95% of your serotonin is produced. And that is your mood stabilizing neurotransmitter. So it's so good. You might have heard of a different antidepressants or anti-anxiety drugs that are based on serotonin. And so you're massaging your intestines. Isn't that wonderful? A way to take care of your mental health and your physical body, right? Okay, we're going to move on now. We're going to do a little bridge work. So I want you to get your rolled little towel. And I want you to press your feet into the floor and slide this towel sideways right under your tailbone. Okay? And then you have what's called supported bridge now. If you have a block, you'd slide the block in sideways. All right? So my hands are down, face down on the floor. I'm closing my eyes here for a moment. Just breathing in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Even though my spine is not on the floor, I'm still pulling that navel towards it when I exhale. You still can inflate that belly a bit if you want with the inhale. All right, then I want you to start to straighten your legs. I want you to just walk them down the mat. You go to the point of the stretch. So you have this light arch in the back now. This should feel delicious. You'll feel the stretch here in your hip flexors. If it's too much, I want you to slide your heels in. You can keep your legs here. You can move them here, here, or all the way straight. Again, I love to give people options and choices. So important to meet your body where it is today, not where my body is today. All right, now I'm going to add arms. I'm going to lift my arms up off the floor. You can leave your arms here, or I want you to try to bring them all the way up and over. This is a huge stretch. If this again is too much, I want you to bring your hands here. You can put them on your belly or back down on the floor. Again, what is your body telling you? So I am feeling such a nice stretch. I have bursitis in my shoulders. This is really helping my shoulders. It's tight, but it's not painful. So I'm going to take 3 breath cycles here. In through the nose and out through the mouth, pulling that navel. In and out. I'm closing my eyes. I'm going to do one more. All right, then I'm going to bring my hands down and I'm going to bring my legs back in. All right, now I'm going to press my feet into the floor, lift and slide that out. Lower my spine and tuck my knees either into my chest or into my armpits. And I'm just going to rock back and forth. So this is a counter pose in yoga. So we always want to do the opposite so we keep our spine and our body in alignment. That should feel really good. I'm going to make baby circles, go in both directions. All right, we're going to keep adding on here. And again, our focus today is core and a little bit of stretching. So now we're going to press our feet in the floor and lift your hips up. Now your hips can come up here, 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 wherever they want to be today. Again, my knees are hip distance apart. My feet are flat. My knees are bent. I've got my hands right down here by my hips. So I'm going to inhale and press my hips up. And the first time, we're going to do 3 breath cycles. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm pulling that navel towards my spine, even though my spine's not on the mat. Using that breath to strengthen those muscles. One more. And exhale. Now I'm going to slowly lower my tailbone down. Now let's say you couldn't stay for 3 breaths. If you go, oh gosh, that's too much, or that was too high, I want you to just come up and come down. Come up and come down with each breath. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. That's just fine. Then again, we're going to pull our knees into the chest or the shoulders, go round and round or rock back and forth. All right, back to that same position. So you'll notice I'm layering and building the different positions we're doing today, or yoga poses. All right, so now we're going to add the arms. You're going to press your feet into the floor, but this time I want you to lift your arms up. And again, they can be on your belly, they can be stelled down, they can be here, or rainbow arms, bring them all the way up and over. So now we're going to do the 3 breaths. And again, if it's too much for you, I want you to lower your hips down as you need. So inhale, press through the feet. The weight should be in the heels and between your shoulder blades, a little bit on the back of the head and hands. Breathing in and exhale. In and out, in and on the out this time. We're going to lower the arms, and I want you to time the landing, tail and hands at the same time. So it's a very coordinated movement. Now this is called bridge with rainbow arms. We're going to come up with a big inhale, but as soon as our hands hit, we're going to start the descent with the exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, and then knees in. So I'm going to cross my ankles this time, and again, these are just options. I love to hold my arches, my feet, and go round and round if that feels good to you. I'm going to recross them the other way. Hold your shins, go the other direction. Or you can have your knees into your armpits. What feels good? All right, I want you to keep your left knee towards your armpit and lengthen that right leg long. Flex both your knees, protect the hips. I'm going to do a little stretch in the groin, and I'm gently guiding that knee towards my armpit. All right, how is that feeling? Maybe you're here today. All right, maybe you're holding your leg here. All of that works. All right, inhaling. And again, I just do everything in 3 breath cycles, then I'll do a flow. And the flow gets more blood and oxygen, and it helps keep the joint loose, right? So I'm going to inhale and exhale. I'm going to switch sides. So now again, I'm bringing that right knee to my right armpit, so it's a little towards the side. You can hold your leg here. Your leg might be here today. What works for you is fine. Now we're going to do 3 times, and we're going to do a little flow. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more. Exhale. Then give me some dead bug. All right, we're going to sit up now. So you can either roll over onto your side and come up to a seated position, or I'm going to show you the rock and roll. So the rock and roll, you keep your knees to your chest. This is good for your spine. And you can roll. Now you can hold the back here. You could cross your ankles, but you're rolling to sit up. All right? So try those on, see which one works for you. Again, no right or wrong, just something to try out today. All right, so now we're gonna sit in what's called butterfly. And this stretches the groin muscle, and your knees can be up high, your feet can be farther away, they can be closer in, your knees can be down, doesn't matter. I'd like you to try, this is butterfly with the bind. Anytime you do a bind in yoga or clasp your hands, kind of like we did on our belly breathing or feet, it's really, really good to help you feel safe and grounded. It has to do with your first chakra. I'm not going to get into that today, but grounding, supported, nurtured. Don't we want to nurture? Isn't that what we're doing? Self-care. And I'm holding on here. So I'm just going to take a few breaths. Now again, your feet might be here. If you want, you could use 2 towels and use those like blocks to support the knees, if that works. You can hold your little shins here. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling. I'm going to just over-exaggerate my shoulders and slide my shoulder blades into my back pocket. Just loosening those up. All right, now we're going to turn onto our knees. Now, you can take your towel here, and what I like to do is make a little padding and fold it. If you don't have a towel, you can actually fold your yoga mat and put your knees on it. Whatever feels good. And maybe your knees are not like mine and don't need support, but mine do. All right, so I'm going to actually put my knees on the towel, and I'm going to bring my hands, and this is called tabletop position. All right, and we're going to do cat and cow. So I'm going to arch my back and tuck my chin down, and then I'm going to drop my belly and stick my hiney up in the air, look up where the ceiling and the wall meet, and then I'm going to roll back to cat. Inhaling and exhale. Inhale and exhale. It's good. Now you can over exaggerate, and I'm going to do a rolling motion and a scooping motion. So give that a try if you like. This is that flowy part. Or you can keep right here. All right? Again, no pain. Or you can over exaggerate, coming up and down. And then meet me in neutral. So that's cat and cow. I'm going to tuck my shirt in there. All right, now I'm going to do barrel roll. So barrel roll is you take your spine, and I'm going sideways. So we'll go one direction, pause, and go the other direction. So in these yoga poses that I'm doing, you'll see some of these in Pilates, and again, they're for your spine and for your core. We're setting the foundation for your yoga practice, all right? Okay, so now we're going to move into what's called bird dog. I want you to take your right leg and bring it long. I want your nose to be looking at the mat to protect your spine. But go ahead and watch what I'm going to do here, and I'm just going to lift my foot up off the floor. My foot is flexed. You can lift it an inch, 2 inches, no higher than your back, all right? So I just want you to try that on. Inhale, bring it up. Hold. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it up. Hold, exhale, down. Now the third one, I want you to try to hold it for 3 breaths. If you can't, just bring it back down and retry it. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, I'm going to bring my foot down. I'm going to bring my knee down. And I'm going to move into child's pose. So I'm going to push my hips back. But I'm going to take my fists and stack them. My hips are in the air, and I'm resting my third eye right on that stack. Taking a few breaths here. All right, let's do the left side now. I'm going to take the opposite leg long. And actually, before we do that, press your back through your heel. You'll get a nice calf stretch. I forgot to tell you to do that. And again, I want you with your nose pointing down. Now, I'm going to lift that foot up a little, check it out, put it down. Lift it up a little higher. Where am I today? What feels good today? And again, no higher than the back. Now we're going to pair the breath. I'm going to change my hand position because of my wrists. Or you can be on fists. Inhale and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Now this time we're going to try to hold for 3 breaths, but if you need to come down, you come down. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping that foot flexed, protect the knee. 1 more and down. Then I'm going back to child's pose. You don't have to stack here if you don't want to. You can bring your hands here. You can have your hands long. You can bring on your forearms, stacking, hands down, straight up. What feels good to you today? The idea is just to get your hips back, okay? So take a few breaths. All right, we're just gonna do 1 more add-on here. So come back to all fours. Bring the right leg back. We're moving into what's called bird dog. So with your right leg back, this time pick your left arm up. In my palm, it's like I'm shaking someone's hand. All right, my look gaze is down. And then bring your hand down, knee back. Let's try the other side. Left leg long, right arm up. And bring it back in. All right, so now straighten the right, pick up the left, but this time try to pick that back leg up. This is very challenging. You might wobble, but that's all right. I want you to just keep trying and see if you can hold. 3 breaths, but if you need to come back down and come up, that's fine. Bring the hand down, knee down, back to child's pose. One of the other poses I learned is called turtle, and this relieves your shoulders. I'm bringing my hands back and my head down. Now, is it okay to do child's pose up like this? Just get your hips back. You can just sit back and just sit right here if you like, all right? Let's try bird dog on the other side. So my left leg will go long. I'm going to do the right arm. Lift that back leg. See what I think. I can come up and down. I can hold. 3 breaths. If you need to come back down. You also may notice one side is way easier than the other. Very common. And take a break. And again, if your break is here, that's fine. Here, here, here. Where you are today is right where you're supposed to be. All right? One last pose, and then we're going to relax a little bit. So me explaining all this is taking a little longer, about 30 minutes, but you could do this in 15 just on your own. All right, so I might do a short little 15 for you so you can just follow that video. Okay, the last one is called Warrior One. So you're going to come up to your 4s. This is tabletop. I want you to bring your right foot inside that right hand. I want you to gaze at the front middle of your mat. I want you to press through that right foot. If you need to use your hand, I want you to just come up. All right? So this in and of itself is a balance. I'm going to gaze directly forward or find a spot on the floor or the wall to look at. And then I simply want you to bring your arms up. So this is Warrior One. My arms are just straight up in the air. You could just bring your hands to your hips, or you can keep your hands right here on your thigh. All right, I'm going to bend back forward, bring my knee, and try the other side. So now my left foot is inside, my left hand. I spot the front center of my mat and come up. So I start with my hands here, my gaze at the mat. Then I lift my gaze up for that balance challenge. You can bring your hands to your hips, or you can bring them all the way up. And again, wherever you are today is fine, and you'll take your 3 breaths there. People often ask me, how long do you hold them? Depending on the purpose. I do 3 breath cycles and come down. All right, that is it for our first class together. I always end class, the little relaxation. I'm gonna roll my towel for under my neck. This is a wonderful little neck roll. Ooh, that feels good. And again, stretch any way that feels good to you. What is your body telling you? And then I just want you to flop out like a rag doll. And we're just gonna, you breathe any which way you like. Just your natural breathing. Just taking a few moments here, breathing in and breathing out. Maybe thanking yourself for trying this on today. You're on your yoga journey, practicing self-care, strengthening your core, the core of your being, setting the foundation for a beautiful yoga practice. And then roll over into the fetal position on one side for a minute. This is a sign of rebirth and restoration and rejuvenation. And then I'm going to come up to a seated position. This is called easy cross leg, or you can go back to butterfly, but easy cross leg. And we'll take a beautiful breath together and our hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra pose. From my heart to all of yours, namaste. Yay! All right, I'm going to do a short video next without all the explanation that you can use in your daily morning practice. All right, take care.